Find the number of units X that produces a maximum revenue. The revenue function is given as 78x squared minus 0.04x cubed. When we maximize revenue, we're going to want to take the derivative, which is the rate of change in revenue. Our derivative is 156x squared, 156x minus 0.12x squared. When we set the derivative equal to 0, we're finding the critical number. 0 equals 156x minus 0.12x squared. Both of these terms are divisible by 0.12 and a single x. So we're going to factor that out. 156x divided by 0.12x is 1300 minus, and in the back term, we'll only have an x left over. Setting each factor equal to 0, that's going to give us, let me take that dot out of there. X equals 0 for this factor, and 1300 for the second factor. So this is going to be our production level. We need to produce 1300 units to maximize revenue. 0 is also a critical number, but if you don't make anything, you won't make any money. So we're just going to take it out. A repeat example, find the number of units that produces a maximum revenue in the given equation. Some of these, the revenue functions can get a little squirrely, so let's take the derivative. Still the same approach. We're going to take the derivative, set it equal to 0, and solve for x to get our critical numbers. R prime is going to be equal to 36. So if you do 54 times 2/3, you get 36. Take 1 off of your exponent, minus 4. When we set that equal to 0, we can factor a 4 out, or we can just add 4 to both sides and then divide by 36. You pick which way. As long as you get to x correctly, that's what matters. So let's check that out. I'm going to bring the negative 4 over. Divide by 36, that's going to turn it into 1/9. Now let's also think about this. X to the negative 1/3. That's 1 over x to the positive 1/3. And so if we can get these denominators to match, because the numerators are 1, then we're in business. So x to the 1/3 equals 9. And to eliminate a 1/3, you cube both sides. Those will cancel. And if you multiply 3 9s together, what do you get? 729. Very good. So those are the number of units that maximizes revenue on that problem. Find the number of units X that produces a minimum average cost per unit C in the given equation. So we're given a cost function and we're asked to minimize average cost. In order to minimize average cost, we're going to take the average cost, which is cost divided by number of units produced, and we're going to set that equal to marginal cost. Minimizing average cost, you find the average cost, that's CX over X, and you set it equal to marginal cost, which is the derivative. For the function given, we have C of X, and we're going to recopy that original cost function. Divide by X. And we're going to set that equal to the derivative, which is 0.003 x squared plus 4. Multiplying both sides of the equation by x, the x on the denominator for the left side is going to go away because x over x equals 1. So we're going to recopy the numerator. Multiplying the right side by x, we get 0.003 x cubed plus 4x. Notice the 4 x's on both sides. They're equal amounts, they will cancel each other. Subtracting 0.001 x cubed from both sides, that's going to leave 128 equals 0.002 x cubed. 128 divided by 0.002 is 64,000. And to eliminate x cubed, to get it just to x, we're going to take the cube root of both sides. Cube root of 64,000. Cube root of x cubed. Those will cancel, and that leaves us with x equals 40. Find the price that will maximize profit for the demand and cost functions, where P is the price, X is the number of units, and C is the cost. Profit is revenue minus cost. Since we're looking to maximize profit, we're going to find eventually where the profit, marginal profit, which is P prime, is equal to 0. So profit with a derivative, marginal profit is equal to marginal revenue minus marginal cost. Well, if that's equal to 0, that's also looking at R prime equals C prime. Now this is where we want to focus. We already have the cost function, and we can take a simple derivative of it. C prime is just 28. R prime, we got to be clever. We don't have a revenue function, but we have a demand function, and that means we can create one. So recall, revenue can be built from XP. X times 58 minus 0.1 square root of X. That's 58X minus 0.1. Okay, now this one's tricky. X times square root of x. The x outside the parentheses has an unwritten power of 1. The x on the inside has a power of 1/2. 1 plus 1/2 is 3/2. Be sure you see that. That's our revenue function. So let's take its derivative. That's 58 minus 0.1 times 3/2. 3/2 minus 1 is 1/2. Now, from the boxed in equation, r prime equals c prime. 58 minus 0.15 x to the half. You can rewrite that as square root of x if you like. That really doesn't matter. Equals, and this is the part we're doing, 28, and that's from our c prime, the derivative of the cost function. Subtracting 58 from both sides, let me write that a little neater. Sorry about that. (28 minus 58 is negative 30. Divide both sides by negative 0.15. That's 200. And then square both sides. That's 40,000. Let's go back to the original problem. Find the price that will maximize profit for the demand and cost functions. Find the price. Price is your demand function. So basically, to finish this problem out, we're going to plug 40,000 into this x, and that'll give us the price for 40,000 units. Let's go get it. Price equals 58 minus 0.1 square root of 40,000 58. Let me write a little neater. Okay, so 0.1 times the square root of 40,000 is 20. That worked out nicely, which gives us a price of $38 per unit. Consider the following cost function. We're going to use the cost function to find the production level at which the average cost is a minimum. There was a few problems back where we did this. Minimizing average cost, that's where we took average cost and set it equal to marginal cost. And that's exactly what we're going to do here, is we're going to take the original cost function given, cost divided by number of units equals marginal cost, which is your derivative. The derivative is 3x squared minus 12x plus 15. And like we did a few problems ago, to eliminate the fraction, we're going to multiply through by x. On the left side of the equation, you wind up with your numerator. On the right side, you multiply them all by x. 3x cubed minus 12x squared plus 15x. (15x's) are identical on each side, so they can be removed. Subtract x cubed from both sides. Add 6x squared. Factor out a 2x squared. That leaves x minus 3. The first factor, 2x squared, if you set it equal to 0, you're just going to get 0. Well, we know that won't work for a production level. X minus 3, if we set that equal to 0, we get x equals 3. That's a production level that we're after. For this production level, show that the marginal cost and average cost are equal. Don't worry about using a graphing utility to graph the average cost function and verify the results. I copied this over from WebAssign directly. So what we'll do is, we know our answer is 3. I'm going to put that over here in a box. I've already got it over on the other side, but I'm going to put it in a box. That's the number we're going to use here. Average cost and marginal cost will both get a 3 subbed into it. So we're going to put a 3 into the derivative. That is 3 times 3 squared minus 12 times 3 plus 15. Use your calculator as needed. All right, if I calculate right, that is 6. Average cost, excuse me, for 3 units is cost of 3 divided by 3. In the original function, the cost function at the very top of your page, if you substitute 3 into that cost function, you should get 18. So that's 3 cubed minus 6 times 3 squared plus 15 times 3. And if you will, calculate that numerator. The denominator is just 3 by itself. And if my math's right, it does come out to 18 over 3, which is also $6. And so those match. And that's what part B of the problem asks us to find.